Welcome you guys to the 412 homestead. The sun is shining today. It's not raining and the garden is a little drier. So today we are going to get some planting done. And today we're starting off, we're going to get some cantaloupe in the ground. So Eric, he is going to be planting those cantaloupes that we started in the greenhouse. And thank the Lord, we finally are able to get them out into some soil, because they were getting really distraught there in the greenhouse. But they're going to get some free soil today, so let's get to planting. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how we're planting today. And this is Eric, my husband. And this is for all of you gardeners that have an issue with bending over and planting things. Let me show you this little gadget he's using here. Eric, show him how this works. You take your plant, you drop it in the top of the tube up there, and this is what the bottom of this little gadget does. It opens up, so you load your plant into the top, squeeze the trigger, and boom, it is in the ground, and you don't even have to bend over. You can just take your toe and just tamp it in, get a good solid base there, and you can just walk along and you can plant, my goodness, a bunch of plants, and it won't take you hardly any time at all. And you know, if you're like us, the ground is a whole lot farther down than it used to be. But this thing, it makes easy work of planting things. Like I said, you just drop it.
When it works right.
You just drop it in the top of the tube. And sometimes you will have to clean that tip off because it'll get all mudded over. And he's got him a little apparatus here fixed up. He's got him a string tied onto a crate, and our seed cell just fits right into that crate, and he can just walk along and plant things by himself. So I think we'll have these cantaloupes planted in no time at all. All right, as you guys can see, we got that row planted. And y'all, we are working with some wet soil, but it's Oklahoma, and in a couple of days, it is supposed to rain again. So we're just trying to get things in the ground today so they can not be so root bound. That's the problem we're having with the greenhouse, is the plants are starting to look yellowed because they are just they're root bound. They need to get in some soil. They need some sunlight, and we're just doing what we can do here, trying to get things in the ground today. Okay, you guys, that is about 1 3/4 rows of cantaloupes we got in. Now over on that side, I know it's hard to see, but that's our watermelons. And I remember back in my younger years, whenever you planted cantaloupes and watermelons in hills, you'd make hills and you'd put 6 or 8 seeds in a hill. Well, we did it a little different here at the 412 homestead. We put ours in rows, and we run drip tape to water them. Right now, water is not an issue, so we'll run our drip lines here a little later. Right now, there is enough water in the soil that they'll be fine for a bit. But that's our cantaloupe and our watermelons that we've got planted so far. So we're believing we're going to have a good harvest this year if we can keep the coons and the deers out of them. But we'll see what we can do. Next, we got to get us some strawberries planted. Now, we did buy our strawberries. Can't remember if we bought them at Atwood's or no, we bought them at Lowe's. So I bought some strawberries, about 10 plants, and it says full sun, 6+ hours. So I've got, like I said, I think we bought 10 plants. So I'm just going to divide it up between these two planters that we've got back here. We're just going to use some of these water troughs that we had, and what we were doing in those previously was we had some red wiggler worms, and we were getting the compost or the worm castings from them, and we got a bunch of worm castings. And in our strawberry 2 beds that we're doing, we have the native soil, we put in some peat moss, and also we put in a good bit of worm castings. Then we'll have to get them watered in. But as you can tell, we bought these plants and they're already sending off shoots eventually. I mean, that's going to be another plant. So they're just going to continue to multiply. We'll probably have to put some netting over them to keep the birds from swiping our strawberries. But these are some nice healthy plants. They're going to do really well getting out and getting in some soil, but let's get them planted. All right, you guys, we've got just some light fluffy soil. I'm just making a hole here, and as you can tell, these things are really root bound, and they are going to be so glad to get out of that confined area that they've been growing in and get into some dirt where they can spread out and flourish. So I'm putting 5 plants in each one of these beds. This one here, he's on the dry side. He needs some water, but we'll get him watered and he'll perk back up. I'm just going to try to just kind of stagger them in here, and we'll just firm him in, get him a good foundation. There's little babies coming off of here, and they will take root also. I think 5 for now will be fine. And as you can tell, we have another one that's already got a little runner on him, and he'll make a nice another plant. And actually, I'm going to poke him in the ground and we'll see what he does. But just find your hole. Oh, and there's another baby. We're just going to poke him in the ground also. And we'll water them in, and they will begin to take off. You can cut it.
Probably got hit in that.
See, look at that. That's got another baby coming up. Bed number 1 is planted. That one little plant looks pretty sad, but we'll get him watered in and he'll feel a whole lot better. Bed number 2 is going in, and I'm thinking I can make 2 plants out of this one right here, because he's got his own little root system growing, and I'm going to spread him out a little bit. So that's one thing about it. You can break these apart and they'll have the little runners coming off. That's going to be another plant, but I'm going to get a few out of this. And I was reading on these strawberry plants, it says that they're going to give us fruit all summer long, all throughout the season. So we'll see how much we get and how much the birds get. Okay, you guys, simple as that. We've got our 2 beds planted. Eric's getting them watered in. Some of them already had a couple of strawberries on them, and hopefully when they've hit that dirt and they've got them some water, they're gonna flourish, and we'll have some strawberry jelly or strawberry shortcake or something this year. But anyway, 2 beds of strawberries planted. All right, you guys, it's time to get some peppers planted. We got a variety here. I've got some Anaheim hot peppers. Probably a little too hot for us, but I know somebody in our family will enjoy them. We got some jalapeno peppers. Now this is what we like because we are pretty mild taste buds on our peppers. So I think we got 3 jalapeno plants. They're like jalapenos, but they're a milder flavor. Then we got a sweet banana pepper. It's going to be a long yellow pepper. And then we got an orange bell pepper. So that's our varieties of peppers we're going to plant here. So we're going to do them in the tubs, just like a lot of the things that we're going to do here, we're doing in the tubs. So let's get them planted. So what I'm going to do is just right in the center of my tub, I'm just going to dig me a hole. These have had peat moss, and I think these have had the compost put in them. This row, we've still got some rows yet that we've got to do, but they are fertilized up, so they should do pretty good. They're going to get a taller plant, so we'll have to come along a little later in the season and probably stake them up, hold them up. But this one here, this one is the sweet banana pepper. So we're just going to firm him in there. And then we're going to come along and get him watered in. Next one I'm going to put in is the Anaheim hot pepper. My dad loves hot peppers, so you know, hot peppers, they go in beans and whatever else. So we'll do him up a plant, can him up some peppers, he'll be happy. All right, you all, we got all those peppers in. We got 6 plants, and Eric's getting them watered, and I'm expecting that they're gonna do good. They'll do good in our salsa, whatever else we want to put peppers in. Man, we've always had a bountiful harvest on the peppers, so 6 plants is gonna be enough for us though. But we'll get them watered in and on to the next thing. All right, y'all, this is how we're mixing our lick tubs up. We've got an auger and a drill, and Eric's just going through and loosening up the soil. When we add our compost and our peat moss, we just put it in the top and just mix it in like that. We've still got to come back and add that to some of the barrels, but this is just an easy way for you to mix up your barrel and loosen up that soil. Right now we're still dealing with a little bit of muddy conditions, but we're just trying to beat the rain. It is Oklahoma, and they are talking about rain in another day or two, so we have got to get this stuff planted. We will come along and we will run drip line on these tubs also, so that'll be another video in itself. For now, things are wet enough, we don't have to worry about it. We will plant in all these tubs. Now I may skip some spaces, and we're going to plant some flowers because we do want to mix some flowers in with our vegetables. We want those pollinators to come in. So we will be planting some flowers in here too. So our vision is for this to look pretty and functional and be able to get some good things to eat out of it. So we'll see what we get. All right, you all, we had the big eye on starting cucumbers, and as you can see, they're yellowing. They've been in the greenhouse, and they definitely need some soil and they need some sunlight. And what we're gonna do, this is gonna be our cucumber alley right here. We're gonna plant them in these tubs, and I'm gonna train them to go up the cattle panel that we've got. They should be easy to pick that way, but we're just gonna do these 5, 6 tubs. Let's see, what do we got? 5. I guess 5 tubs of cucumbers here, and as you can tell, they are so root bound. They have just been in their little tray way too long. But you guys, we've just been fighting the water. But I think I'm going to put, oh, there's a tomato in with it. I'm going to pull that tomato out. I think I'm going to put 2 plants per tub, and I'm just going to kind of start him back here closer to the back side of the barrel. And as he grows, I'm just going to hook him to this, and he will wind up through here, and they'll just all grow together and make us some cucumbers. Y'all, I suck at what kind of cucumbers we planted. We say every year we're going to try to remember what we planted, but you know what? We didn't. And it's no fault totally of our own. We did mark them. We have a little label maker, but unfortunately, as you water the plants, we lose the name of whatever species that we planted. So therefore, we're just winging it. We're just gonna pray over them and believe they grow. So we'll have an abundant harvest, whatever kind we have growing. So we're just gonna put 2 plants per tub. And like I said, we're not gonna worry about watering them in, because this soil is still really moist, and we are expecting rain here in a couple of days. Again, we're not even dried out yet. We'll be wishing for all this rain come July and August and even September, but it's okay. We're not complaining. We are just thankful that we're able to get out and do this and create our own little food supply that we can bless our family and friends with and have some good eats along the way. This particular soil is the native soil, and we did also put peat moss in it, and we're going to come back and put some cow manure compost over the top of this also, so it should be fertilized really well. So we'll get those in the ground, and they should start to look a lot better. They should, the yellowness that we're seeing right now, they ought to be happy campers getting in their new home.
Yep.
All right, you guys, this is going to be our bean pole. These are, we didn't do poles. We're planting them and we're going to trellis them up. We're going to try that out. So we're going to get these in these tubs through here, and this will be our bean patch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be able to put 2 in them. Let's see. This one's going to be nice once we get them started there, I think.
Yeah, that ought to be.
All right, you guys, we're going to end the tour here today of the 412 homestead, and I wanted to show you what my potatoes are looking like. I think my little potato patch is doing pretty well. I need to hoe it up a little bit, and but it's coming along good considering all the rain and stuff we've had. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching today. We've enjoyed being out and enjoying some sunshine, some fresh air, and just seeing what all is growing here at the 412 homestead. On behalf of Eric and I, we'd like to thank you for stopping by and wish you guys all the best in your coming week. And remember to be kind to one another. We'll talk to you later.